Ever ordered shoes online and had like crazy good customer service?
Yeah.
You know, the kind where you're like, wow, they really get me.
Totally.
Well, today's deep dive is all about how that wow factor, that feeling, became, get this, $1 billion empire.
It's a wild story.
We're digging into Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh, the brains behind Zappos.
Oh, great book.
But get ready for some twists and turns because this wasn't some straight shot to, shoe selling success.
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm talking worm farming, button
Yeah.
selling.
Right.
This guy was practically a hustling prodigy before he even hit high school.
It's true. And while those early ventures might seem, I don't know, like kid stuff,
Right.
they actually reveal a fascinating pattern. The book cleverly lays out Shashai's journey in 3 parts, and it shows how his whole mindset, right, it evolved from just focusing on profits
Says the money,
to
too.
then seeking passion and then ultimately aligning his work with this deeper purpose.
And that's the magic formula, isn't it? It's not just about raking in the dough. It's about, finding fulfillment in what you do, finding that thing that gets you up in the morning. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's rewind back to those early days.
Okay.
Picture this. 9-year-old Tony decides he's going to breed earthworms for profit.
What?
He even convinces his parents to drive him to a worm farm for market research.
Oh, way.
I know, right? Can you imagine this kid?
That's classic Shay, though, even at that age.
Entrepreneurial spirit in overdrive.
It really is a hilarious story, but it speaks to, that entrepreneurial spirit even at that age. However, the worm venture, it lacked that one crucial ingredient for, lasting success, passion.
Oof. Yeah. Even Shea realized that early on, which is kind of amazing.
It is.
And boy, did he have a lot of those early ventures, trying things out. We've got starting a neighborhood newspaper,
Oh, wow.
selling greeting cards. He even launched a mail order button business.
Mail order buttons.
Buttons. And all of this before graduating high school. It makes you wonder, what were we doing with our lives back then?
Seriously.
But here's the thing, right? These weren't just like fleeting childhood whims. Shea was already grasping these essential business concepts like mail order, low overhead, high profit margins. These are ideas that are still relevant today, even in today's digital world.
Oh, absolutely. He was way ahead of his time, and those concepts, and they never really go out of style.
No, they don't. And he even brings this business savvy to college. So picture this. Shea's in college, and he's strategically crafting his class schedule to maximize his free time.
The man had a plan.
Always. And his secret weapon, delegation. He creates a virtual study guide business. He's getting his classmates to contribute their notes.
That's brilliant.
Talk about working smarter, not harder, right?
Exactly. That story really highlights Shea's knack for identifying and leveraging efficiencies. He understood the power of delegation, and in a way, he was even tapping into this concept of crowdsourcing, all before it was, a thing.
Totally. Valuable skills no matter what you're into.
Absolutely.
But, as we'll soon learn, even landing a dream job at Oracle, big-time tech company,
Yeah, the holy grail for some.
right? Even that couldn't extinguish Hayes' entrepreneurial fire for long. So we've got the data sparking that initial interest, but those early days at Zappos, they were far from like a fairy tale. They were using this thing called the drop ship model. Basically, it meant they weren't actually keeping any shoes in stock themselves.
Exactly. It was a total shoestring operation. Pun intended.
Of course.
So Zappos would take the order, pass it along to the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer would ship it straight to the customer. Sounds simple enough, right?
Sounds like a recipe for disaster to me. And the book confirms it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't all smooth sailing. So what kind of challenges did they run into using that model?
Well, imagine this. You're in charge of making sure customers have a great experience, but you have absolutely zero control over the inventory, the shipping, heck, even the quality of the shoes when they finally arrive. That was Zappos' reality back then.
Ugh, that's rough. And on top of all that, this was like the Wild West of e-commerce, right? Early 2000s. I can't imagine investors were exactly lining up to throw money at a company that just sold shoes online.
You're telling me. Funding was a constant uphill battle. And that's when Ye hits this pivotal moment, a real crossroads. He had some cash, and it came down to this. Invest it in Zappos or buy a Porsche.
Ooh, now that is a tough call. I mean, a shiny new Porsche or
Yeah.
shoes. Okay, I know where this is going, but come on, that Porsche sounds pretty tempting. What made him choose Zappos over, pure luxury?
Well, this is where you see the big shift in Ye's mindset, right? moving from just profits to that profits plus passion, like the book talks about. He wasn't just chasing a quick buck anymore. This decision to go all in on Zappos, that was a leap of faith. It was about building something he truly believed in.
And that belief, that's what led to another bold move. They ditched the whole dropship model and went for it, built their own warehouse. Now, that's putting your money where your mouth is. But wasn't that a huge EE risk? I mean, talk about a big change.
Oh, absolutely. It was massive. Think about it. They had to convince brands to partner with them, find a warehouse, figure out the whole logistics of managing inventory, and they had to do it all while keeping the online business running.
My head's spinning just thinking about it. But this move, it just shows Hera's long-term vision, you know? He knew that to really deliver on this promise of exceptional customer service, they had to control the whole process from start to finish.
Exactly. It's about owning what you're good at. They weren't just the middleman anymore. They were becoming the Zappos we know today. And that's when this whole delivering wow babu philosophy, it really took center stage.
And speaking of wow, there's this incredible story in the book about Keith, the employee who, get this, he hops on a plane to Kentucky, 2 hours notice to fix a warehouse disaster. Talk about going above and beyond.
Right. That story, it just sums up the Zappos culture. They'd moved their whole operation, everything to this new fulfillment center. And let's just say it was not going well. Orders were piling up, the system was backed up, total chaos.
Oh, a nightmare. So Keith, he swoops in to save the day. What happened?
He basically worked nonstop, side by side with the warehouse team, sorting through orders, troubleshooting tech issues, you name it. They got things back on track. It's a true testament to the company's dedication, not just to their customers, but to doing whatever it takes to deliver on those promises.
See, that kind of customer service, you just can't fake that. It comes from a real place, a place of genuinely caring and wanting to go that extra mile.
It really does. And it's not just a feel-good story. It goes right to the heart of their core value, delivering WOW through service. What Keith did, that wasn't out of the ordinary for them. That was just Zappos living out their values.
And this whole customer service thing, it wasn't just talk, right? They didn't just, like, preach it. They lived it. And their 10 customer service commandments, legendary.
Those commandments are so interesting, you know. They really go against all those traditional customer service playbooks.
Okay, I'm curious. Give us an example. What's so different about Zappos' approach?
Well, take their commandment, measure by the smile. It's not about being fast or super efficient. It's about creating a genuine connection, you know? It's about making people feel good. They actually encourage their reps to go off script, to make people laugh, to offer advice, you know, really personalize things.
It's like you call customer service and you end up happier than when you started.
That's the Zappos way. And it worked wonders. Think about it. When was the last time you told someone about how amazing a company's customer service was?
All the time.
Right. That's word of mouth marketing gold. And Zappos, they rode that wave all the way to the top.
Smart move.
Yeah.
It's like they knew, right, that happy customers, they're your best ads. But Shea, he took it a step further, didn't he? He saw that happy employees, well, they're the key to happy customers.
Absolutely. He said it best. Your culture is your brand. Zappos put so much energy into building a company culture that was fun, even a little weird, and totally customer-obsessed. They had these unique traditions. They wanted employees to bring their whole selves to work. They even offered new hires a $2,000 bonus to quit after the first week of training.
Wait, hold on. They paid people to quit. That just seems like counterintuitive. Why would they do that?
It was brilliant, actually. It weeded out the people who weren't truly passionate about what Zappos was doing. They didn't want employees who were just there for the paycheck. They wanted people who were all in on the Zappos culture, you know?
It's like saying, hey, if this isn't your jam, no hard feelings, here's some cash. Bold move.
Right. And that focus, that dedication to their values, it was in everything they did. Shea talks about turning down crazy qualified candidates because they weren't the right cultural fit, even if it meant missing out on some short-term gains.
They knew the team, the vibe. It all had to be right. Long-term harmony over just individual star power. It's a good reminder that a company's culture, that's their secret sauce.
It really is. And, well, the rest is history. Zappos, with their customer happiness focus, their employee empowerment, that vibrant culture, it all led to that billion-dollar Amazon acquisition.
Incredible achievement. But like you said earlier, that wasn't the be-all, end-all. The book goes way beyond just the business success story. It digs into something deeper, the science of happiness.
Exactly. Shea was fascinated by this idea that happiness, it's not a destination, it's a journey, right? And he gets into all this research that shows how chasing those quick hits of pleasure, it often leaves you feeling empty, like you always need more. He compares it to marathon training, actually.
Okay, now you've got me curious. Marathon training, how so?
No, you can't just go out and run 26 miles on day one, right? You have to pace yourself, build endurance. It's about consistency. Shay's point is that happiness is similar. It's not about those fleeting moments. It's about finding joy in the everyday things. Work that means something, strong relationships, contributing to something bigger than yourself.
Makes you think, especially in our world today, right? Instant gratification everywhere you look.
For sure. And he leaves us with this question. Honestly, it stuck with me. He asks, what is the net effect of your existence on the total amount of happiness in the world each day?
Wow, that's a powerful question. Really makes you stop and think about your impact, beyond just yourself.
It's a call to action, isn't it? To find work that not only lights you up, but also makes the world a little bit brighter.
Hmm.
To create companies that get it, that put happiness front and center for their employees and their customers.
It's about walking the walk, aligning your actions with your values and making a difference. And that's what I love about delivering happiness. It's not just some business how-to. It's a guide to living a more fulfilling life, period.
I couldn't agree more. If you need a little inspiration, some advice, or just that reminder that happiness is possible, this book is for you.
Check it out. Delivering happiness, you won't regret it.
And who knows, maybe it'll even inspire you to start your own, I don't know, worm farm. Just kidding. But
Yeah.
seriously, it could spark a change, a new venture, a renewed sense of purpose. That's what it's all about, right? A little food for thought, something to explore, and maybe even use in your own life.
Exactly. So get out there, spread some happiness, and as always, keep diving deep.